Hey, it's Dr. Birchler. Well, school is back in session, and with school right now in September is coming fall sports. And whenever sports get going, it always takes me back to how chiropractic started for me, because I didn't even know what a chiropractor was, never been to one, don't even think I'd ever heard the word until I was 15 and I was in high school and I hurt myself, in this case playing basketball. And that's how chiropractic started for me. And here we are years later and got me on that path. But I still love to connect with that age group, the student athletes, because that's very meaningful to me. That's how this started for me. And what we find is on a clinical level, chiropractic level, kids really have their big growth spurt from around age 11 to age 15. Girls a little bit younger, 11 to 13 commonly. Boys usually a bit older, a lot of times 13 to 15. But in that phase where kids are getting a lot taller quickly, but they're kind of skinnier, have the Bambi legs and those kind of things, there's statistically a higher chance of knee injury. And when you see people tearing their ACLs, a lot of times it's kids earlier mid-high school age. But the spine is a big part of that too. It was me. I hurt my back, and we see a lot of those kind of things as well, where the spine is changing, the body's getting taller, the body hasn't necessarily filled out muscularly, and so the body's kind of new, right? It's going through this new phase in adolescence, and there can be some things that lead to to problems and injuries there. And when you get into things like ACLs, I mean, you're out for the season. You might never play that sport again. And so we don't want imbalances in the body, in the hips, the feet, the spine, the pelvis, the shoulders, to damage a shoulder, damage a spine, damage an ACL, and then possibly ruin that person's career in athletics, or certainly their season, and giving them trouble in the future. So I think it's wise to have every student athlete checked, because nobody else does that. Who do you go to check the body to make sure the body is in good condition, alignment, mobility, and that kind of thing to perform well? And it's like, well, nobody does anything. They just wait till they get hurt and then they try to deal with it. So smart to actually have something that's helping in preceding injury, as opposed to waiting the injury to happen and then trying to deal with the whole situation of repairing a substantial injury. And then some guidelines for frequency on that. It can be different with different sports. So I played a lot of soccer, a lot of basketball in my life, amongst other things. And while there's some contact in those, they're not full-blown contact sports like football, and to a lesser degree things like hockey. And then you got rugby and stuff in there as well. But for non-contact sports, I just recommend kids get checked before the season. Anything that's bugging them, get that fixed up. And then a once or twice a month adjustment during the season is a great thing for them. For contact sports, in particular, things like football and hockey, as kids get older and they're checking, really a once a week adjustment in season is what I recommend, because every week between practice and games, they're taking a beating, and you can't go very long without taking care of the body. So weekly adjustments in season, and then once to twice a month off season would be the general guideline there for student athletes in taking care of the body in chiropractic. And then some kids will have things in addition to their spine. People generally think of the back for chiropractic, but a lot of things, and there might be foot arch issues, heel issues, plantar fasciitis. There may be shoulder issues with throwing athletes, elbow. We see swimmers a lot with the shoulder and the neck. We see a lot of baseball with the shoulder and elbow and those kind of things. So you got knees, feet. We see a lot of ankle stuff with soccer and basketball players. And there's a lot of stuff that as in chiropractic, working with the body physically, we can do for that. And you might not be aware of some of that even outside of the neck and the spine. So anytime your student athlete is physically dealing with pain, with a problem, something in a joint anywhere, even if you don't necessarily know if chiropractic can help that's a good place to start, because there probably is something to do to help, or give you good guidance on something else that might need to be able to be done to deal with it if not. So thanks for watching. Hope this helps you.